This week on Titan, home of the Ariel Atom.
It's tougher than Inconel and titanium.
We do have engines that go up to 365 horsepower.
Teaching you guys high-end manufacturing.
6 brand new Ariel Atoms.
Our country was built on a foundation of American manufacturing.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America.
But today, we've seen millions of jobs lost, and 100,000 manufacturing plants have been closed.
And to the republic for which it stands.
Join us as we take a stand for American manufacturing and fight to bring those jobs back home.
One nation, one nation, one nation. Under God, under God, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
This industry is hidden from the general public, locked behind closed doors. Today, all of that changes. Every week on Titan, we're going to show you great American companies that are manufacturing and doing it big right here in America. We're going to teach advanced manufacturing techniques, and we're going to clearly show you how to bring work back to our shores. It's time to put Americans back to work.
So we're pretty excited today. We got some gentlemen coming over from Royal Products to deliver us a quick grip collet chuck. Now we're pretty excited about this chuck. It's gonna help us increase our efficiency in several ways. Sometimes we're limited on how aggressive we can attack a part. All right, so now we'll go ahead and bring it in.
So this is a 5C collet chuck. You bolt it into the machine, you put your material through here and clamp it, and it spins. So this is a 5C collet. It's got threads on the back here, and you have to screw it into the collet chuck. It'll hold on to your material, but it's only holding up here when it's clamping, which does not produce sufficient rigidity. We're switching from that to a quick grip collet chuck from Royal. You need to know.
Yeah,
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, what's up?
Hey,
How are you?
doing? Good.
So you got that chuck off?
Yeah, it's off, ready to go. Taper's clean, should be good.
You guys ready to step up your automation?
Always.
yeah.
Huh?
Always. Anything to increase our efficiency.
Great. I got Alan and Tom from Royal Products coming here. They're delivering the new chucks.
Awesome.
It's gonna be awesome. The Royal Quick Grip Collet chucks, I like the sound of that. In seconds, you're gonna be able to change your collets, set the parts up. We're running thousands of parts now on our new machines.
Yeah, that's the way to do it today.
Fast and
Way to do it.
efficient,
Absolutely.
American made, American built. So I think these guys are actually pulling up. So
Okay.
I'll be right back
Yeah.
with the new chuck.
We'll be right here waiting.
right, guys.
All right, Titan, thank you.
Alan,
Hello, Titan.
nice to meet you.
Nice to
Welcome
see ya.
to sunny California, Tom.
Titan, great to see you, man.
Good to see you again, man.
Thanks for having us.
Wow, look at that. What an amazing mural.
You see in that Maltese cross, the number 343? That represents the number of New York City firefighters who died in 9/11, saving others,
Just risking everything.
risking everything. While everyone was running out, they were running
They're
in.
running in. When 9/11 happened, I was working at another machine shop. I didn't own my own company. I was just a worker working his way up through the ranks. My entire life, I blamed everybody around me for all the problems and struggles that I had growing up and through life. You know, I think when 9/11 happened, it's the first time that I looked at America as something I was passionate about. When the planes hit the building, like I felt like my own family was like under attack. And it just brought everything real. Today, I look at America as my family. I'm willing to do whatever it takes. When I look at American manufacturing, I see something, I see truth that a lot of people don't understand, and I'm willing to fight for it. Meeting people like Tom, like Alan, just great people in this industry, it's the best. It's absolutely the best. All gave some gave all. Thank you very much for allowing me to see this work of art and just take some remembrance on this special day.
This was Alan's way of making sure that the country didn't forget about what happened on 9/11 and that we stay strong as a country.
Tom's dad was a deputy chief in the New York City Fire Department.
And now your brother kind of took that slot and now he's deputy fire chief.
That's correct, yeah.
That is so awesome. I can't wait to come to New York. It'd be an honor to maybe meet your brother, meet your family. My son is my late foreman, so let me introduce you to some of my family.
Sounds great.
All right, let's go inside.
One of the cool things about Royal is that we use everything we make. We're kind of like a speed shop for machine tools. We make accessories that go onto CNC machines to make those machines more productive. And every single thing that we manufacture, we also use in our own factory to be as productive and competitive as possible.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Hey, how's it going?
It's Christmas, it's Christmas.
Yay, Christmas.
Hey, Alan, I'd like to introduce you to Travis.
Travis, nice to meet you.
This is my son, Tyson.
Tyson.
This is Tom.
Guys, how are you? Travis, pleasure.
Pleasure.
Tyson, my pleasure. Nice to meet you.
Awesome. So we got the new chucks.
Awesome.
Wanna open up the boxes and let's make this happen?
No, absolutely.
American manufacturing absolutely can be done. It can be done in Long Island, New York, where our factory is. It can be done here in Titan's shop in California. It can be done in every place in between. I have the opportunity to get into a lot of machine shops throughout this country, and one thing I see always in common among top manufacturers is that they embrace the latest technology. They realize that if they're going to be competitive, not just today, but into the future, they've got to continue to innovate and do things better tomorrow than they did today.
All right, guys. I'm gonna show these gentlemen around the shop, and we'll be back. Let me know when you guys got it all set up.
Will do.
Okay?
Absolutely, we'll get it done.
All right, guys.
Thanks, guys. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you. Thank you.
Doing aerospace parts, normally our quantities are very low, but lately we've been getting orders for thousands and thousands of parts. So in order to be efficient doing these orders, we need the right kinds of tools. In order to compete in American manufacturing, we need to be experts in multitasking. On the programming side, the pressure's all on me to make sure that the tools are running as fast as possible, cutting the metal as hard as possible, and making sure we can meet our customers' deadlines. These collets have a huge range. You can hold small materials and you can hold big materials. With this collet, the entire surface area is touching the material. It's absolutely perfect. With the 5C collet, only the tip is touching the material. It's not as rigid. If you look, there's no threads here. You can change collets in seconds, adding up to our overall setup efficiency.
It has absolutely been a pleasure to be able to partner with Titan and his team. This is a tremendous experience for myself, for Royal Products. Together, we're going to continue to make America as strong as possible through manufacturing.
Next on Titan.
It's tougher than Inconel and titanium.
Home of the Ariel Atom. Thanks for watching this free episode of Titans of CNC. If you love what we're doing, please subscribe to our YouTube channel below. And if you want to learn this trade for free, go to academy.titansofcnc.com and we'll learn it together and take it all to another level. Boom.
Chris, you want to see something cool?
Yeah, what's up?
I got this new chuck in here, and you guys are always teaching people about how to do stuff on the mill, so I thought it'd be pretty cool to teach some people how to drill on a lathe.
Yeah.
So the material I got in here is Haynes 188.
What's that?
Exactly. It's got nickel, chromium, cobalt, and tungsten.
That's some crazy material. I want to cut that.
It's one of the toughest materials that we have. A lot of people struggle with it. It's tougher than Inconel and titanium. But I got this indexable core bore drill, and with the right speeds and feeds, you can cut right through it. I'm about to take you to school, little brother.
Little brother.
The one thing I've learned from working with my dad is that there's no material you can't cut. It's all about problem solving, all about finding the right tool and the right speeds and feeds.
I heard one day you came into a meeting and you talked about the total amount of hours in a week. And you said we need to fill up those hours with automation. We need to create products that can allow machine shops and job shops to run unattended. And that's pretty much what you guys have done, huh?
I told them there are 168 hours in a week, and we're using about 40 a week. And we can get many more parts out of our machines.
Would you say that Royal Products, like many tool makers and manufacturers, you guys have become experts at solving other people's problems, and that's why you've been
Somewhat,
successful?
because we have the same problems. We're a machine shop. Most of our experience in helping people automate has been in lathes, because that's what we use in our factory.
Running this drill at 600 RPM at 1.8 inches per minute. Let's check this chip out.
That's crazy.
You see how long it is. When I first started machining this material, I wasn't sure how to attack it. I tried pecking at it, I tried low RPMs, but eventually I just found that you just go one time, you have the right speed and feeds, and it will cut through it.
Well, I've been doing some crazy high-speed drilling and machining on the mills. Do you guys do any of that? Like,
Yeah, Dad was telling me about these 3-flute parabolic drills from M.A. Ford, so I was about to throw some aluminum in there and give one of these a try, so I want to check this out.
yeah, let's do it.
I'm running this M.A. Ford 3-flute parabolic drill at 5,000 RPMs at 100 inches per minute. Doesn't even make a sound.
Do you have any advice for, the viewers that have machine shops, that have employees, that have payroll?
I'd say one of the keys for our company was that I was very lucky in finding people. I think you have a similar skill, probably better than mine.
I wouldn't say that.
But that makes or
Difference.
breaks a company, or the employees especially, but especially the key people.
Yeah.
And what automation has done is allowed all of us to make things without straining ourselves. It's using the head instead of the whole body. Manufacturing's coming back to the U.S.
It's great meeting you. Yes.
It's a pleasure meeting you.
Awesome,
I enjoyed meeting you on television first, and I had my own analysis, and
Yeah.
I said, that guy's very bright.
Right. They weren't saying that I act tough and mean and.
No. You're easy to see through.
Yeah, that's awesome. We're just teaching
It's a
American
very good
manufacturing.
thing. It's a very good thing.
Teaching our youth.
And you're a special guy.
Thanks, man.
Everything's looking good. There's no vibration at all. Everything's super rigid. And with the new chucks, the setup time is lightning fast. Man, that was cool.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I can see why Dad likes that drill. Kicks butt.
Yeah, speaking of Dad, where's he at?
Didn't he say that he's going to Virginia?
I didn't hear anything.
I think I understand why he got us both here. It's so that we do all the work while he goes and travels across America.
No, I do all the work over there, so.
But yeah, he's lifted up American manufacturing.
I mean, that's cool, but I mean, like, I'd like some kind of vacation. I work like nonstop on the weekends, 24/7. If I could just get one day to like go somewhere,
It's great having my brother Chris here. We tested out the machines. I'm gonna set up some of my aerospace production parts, and it's gonna run for days.
We're here in Halifax County, Virginia. This is an awesome community. It's absolutely stunningly beautiful. This community has lost tens and tens of thousands of jobs, manufacturing jobs, good paying jobs, jobs in textiles, tobacco, furniture. When you lose jobs, poverty sets in. People lose hope, and that is exactly what's happened here in this community. They're not laying down. The community is standing up for American manufacturing. Right now, we're going to an awesome, innovative company called TMI Autotech. They build a car. It's a race car that is street legal, and this car is called the Ariel Atom. It's super fast, it's super stylish, and it's amazing. I'm looking forward to seeing it. We're just pulling into TMI Autotech right now. Just goes to show you that no matter where you are in this great land, here in America, there's manufacturing happening. We're gonna check out this car. We're gonna check out this awesome team. I'm gonna get in the car, I'm gonna drive it, It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be epic. Boom. Mark,
Hey Titan, how's it going? Welcome to TMI Autotech.
thank you for having me. Home of the Ariel Atom. Halifax County, Virginia. You guys lost a lot of manufacturing jobs around here, right? Tobacco, textiles, furniture, and now you guys are bringing it back.
Absolutely, a big push in Halifax County, Virginia for advanced manufacturing.
My name's Matt Leonard. I'm the Executive Director of the Halifax County, Virginia Industrial Development Authority.
So I know that your department, your agency, actually helped these guys move into town.
That's right. Well, whether we go out and find them or they come to us like TMI Autotech did about 8 years ago, it's our job in the Industrial Development Authority to get them hooked up with the resources they need to make it happen.
We've been here since 2008, really excited about what we do. We're the home of the Ariel Atom. We also do some custom engineered components. Really, we're trying to create skilled careers.
Well, show me around,
Let's
man.
check out the shop.
Cool. So this is your manufacturing building right here.
This is it. This is TMI Autotech. We're at 10,000 square feet right now. We started with 6,000, expanded to 10,000.
So you guys have already outgrown it.
Pretty much. So we got to be very conscious of our space and use every foot of it properly.
I see some raw material, so this is where
This
it
is a
starts
fab shop.
off.
This is where it all starts. Let me introduce you to my business partner, Brent Gates.
Brent, Titan, very nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Thanks for having me. This place is amazing.
Thank you.
You're an owner, you're a worker, you guys are partners.
It's a lot of fun. Yep. Every day we get to come to work and have fun all day.
We can do worse things.
Absolutely.
Yeah. How many cars do you guys build like per month, per year?
Well, this year our goal is 65 vehicles.
65 vehicles from this facility. Tell me the process. So you guys basically start with raw material and just take it all the way through?
We start with raw steel and aluminum and stainless steel, and we make as many of the components here as we can to make what is the Ariel Atom, which is a very cool machine.
So 10,000 square feet. How many employees do you guys have?
We have 22 full-time employees, including us. Started out with 3.
So the Ariel Atom, this is a car that was designed, it's British?
Yeah, it was originally designed and built in the UK.
So whenever you see them here in America, they were built right here in Virginia.
Absolutely.
Why do you guys feel it's important to manufacture all of the car right here?
It lets us control our own destiny. First and foremost, we want to be a manufacturing company. Assembling the car is great. It's a lot of fun. The finished product is amazing. But the core of TMI Autotech is manufacturing to begin with.
You have that American quality, right? If you're manufacturing the products, the parts that are going on the vehicle, you're controlling the quality of the entire vehicle.
Absolutely.
Right?
The vehicle is made in the USA. It's not assembled in the USA by parts that are made elsewhere.
Yeah.
Right down to steel tubing, USA.
I see it, made in the USA. American steel, American vehicle built right here in Virginia. Boom, I love
Absolutely.
it.
We could talk about raw material all day long. I'd rather check out some fabrication and see some chassis come together. Sound good?
It's very nice meeting you, huh?
Nice to meet you too.
Come on this way.
Cool. Next on Titan.
Dark, dirty, dangerous, and dead end.
We do have engines that go up to 365 horsepower.
Teaching you guys high-end manufacturing.
We could talk about raw material all day long. I'd rather check out some fabrication and see some chassis come together. Sound good?
So I get a lot of letters from machine shops and manufacturing companies, and they say the actual part sometimes in other countries is as expensive as the material here in America. I know that on my end, over in California, we'll actually buy in bulk. I'll make deals with the company making the steel so that we get our prices down. I'm sure you guys do the same thing over here.
Yeah, you really have to. To be competitive in any scale, you got to buy in bulk. So we plan for the whole year, and we'll buy a mill run of main tubes. It does 2 things. Lets us get cost, but also the quality the same. We want to make sure we make a year's worth of cars from the same batch. We have the same spring back, we have the same makeup of that metal. So really important on a lot of factors, and then you can build those relationships and keep it local.
The entire car could be put in jeopardy if you had the wrong material.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to make sure every bend's the same, every weld is the same. So from car to car, they're very consistent. So we'll meet up with some of our welders in a while, and you'll see that they're true craftsmen. They are artists, and they love what they do, a lot of pride into it. So we want to give them the best material to do their job.
I mean, manufacturing is an art.
It really is, and we want to show it off.
Cool. So when you have all this material and everything has to get ready to go into the jigs, you guys do all your cutting and bending and everything right here.
We do it all in-house. One of the machines we do a lot of the bending on is our 3-axis bender. So it takes raw material up to 20 feet in length. A stick of material can go in there. Steel, aluminum, you name it. Really capable machine. It's all programmed in the office, in the engineering department first. Program comes out here. One of the employees like Rob puts it into the machine and then feeds in the material. Today we're going to bend a roll bar for a spec race Atom car. It's a fairly simple bend, but repeatability is what we want. So when we run a machine like this, we'll probably run up to 100 parts at one time. We don't hand bend anything here. So any bent part on the car is done on a computer-controlled machine.
And we don't do it the way we used to 50 years ago. I call it the 4 Ds of old manufacturing: dark, dirty, dangerous, and dead end. It is not like that. As you know, it's environmentally controlled. There's CNC machining, high-tech stuff. You've got to be bright, you've got to be agile, you've got to be good with your hands, you've got to be communicative, all of those things. And there's a real future in it.
So this machine right here, we can go from 5/8 up to 2.5-inch tubing in varying wall thicknesses, all with a mandrel bend. So that's what we need, and it lets us do some other industrial manufacturing as well. So we're happy to have this machine and just keep it running.
We start by building our front and rear sub-assembly, and that's the starting point of the chassis. And then we use our fixture table, put all the pieces together, all tack welded.
So it's really important to get everything in place in the correct order. We saw some raw material. We've already done some rolling. We've done some bending. But really it starts here at the jig table or modular fixturing. So we can plug different jigs in there to make sure that all the tubes line up. By having this exact table, it helps our engineers. So when we start from the clean sheet of paper and design the chassis jig, we know where all those holes are, we can align everything, and it makes the fabrication guy's job really easy so that they know when that tube goes in, that's where it's supposed to be. This is the basis of our American supercar. We need to make sure everything's lined up so that when Bobby starts to tack, everything comes together. And then you've got the exoskeleton chassis, which is the Ariel Atom. So this is the first exoskeleton supercar that was ever on the market. Because you see everything, the welds need to be perfect. Yep. The welds are artwork. By the time you get a nice powder coat finish on them, it looks awesome. So that's really important. We can't just cover up things. We've got to make sure that everything you see is perfect.
Has to be perfect. And I can see where all these little bolts go to and other pieces are going to be fixtured to it. And in relationship to each other, everything has to be dialed, right?
It does. An important thing in manufacturing is the run-on or the stack-on effect, that if you're off by a millimeter here, by the time you get to the back of the car, you're way off.
Take the guesswork out of it, take the thinking out of it, make it like they know it like the back of their hand, and they just go through all the motions, complete. And it's one person actually completing one chassis, welding it all up.
That's right.
Creating a solid foundation and then working on top of that.
You got it.
Boom.
So this chassis's got a little bit more work to be done. This chassis, all the pieces are there, and we've got another staff member that does the final welding. We've got a rotisserie here, so when you get in there and weld, it doesn't wreck their back, they can get in all the nooks and crannies. This is a TIG weld with a bronze rod. Flows out really nicely.
You can really see the craftsmanship. I mean, it is just beautiful. All the bead.
Definitely, the guys do a great job, and I know that they count the number of fillets in each weld to make sure it's perfect. So once again, from car to car, and just really looks great.
So once the chassis has been powder coated and transported back here to TMI, it comes into our final assembly shop. And before we do anything to the chassis, the finish of the chassis is thoroughly inspected from front to back to make sure that there isn't any blemishes in the powder coat before we start actually attaching other components to the bare chassis. It's our reputation that's on the line with regards to the quality of the car when it goes out the door, because we want to make sure that every car we build is as perfect as it can be.
We're in the middle of our tour at TMI Autotech, the home of the Ariel Atom supercar. We've seen steel come in, we've seen it cut, we've seen it bent, we've seen it welded, chassis coming together, powder coated, American quality. They're just making it happen.
I want to take a quick break from the tour though. A few weeks ago, I had the honor and privilege to go to Macomb College back in Detroit. This is an industrial college, a CNC program that not only teaches our youth, but it teaches the older generation also. People who have lost their jobs or just want to take their skills to a whole nother level. Macomb College, they're making it happen. They're doing it big. Check it out.
We're on our way over to Macomb Community College, just outside of Detroit. This school has an engineering and advanced technology program, and it is awesome. On the machining side, they take you from the bottom all the way up. They teach you how to read blueprints, how to use CAD/CAM, how to fixture, how to machine, and they prepare you for jobs in the real world. I'm gonna talk to the students. I'm gonna get them all hyped up about American manufacturing, about America, this amazing trade. It's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be dynamic. Boom.
I got a kind of crazy story. My dad comes from Detroit. My grandfather worked at Chrysler as a machinist. My grandfather on my mom's side was a machinist at Boeing. He was actually a foreman. I didn't know any of that until I was 30-something years old and owned my own machine shop. Because I was away from my family, I had no family. I was living on the beach with my mom, homeless, and I grew up fighting in Hawaii, man. One day, I walked away, I went into a machine shop. I was 26 years old, and I just kind of looked at it, and I was like, if I'm making $9 an hour, and that programmer is making $27 to $35 an hour, what do I have to do to get there? You know what I mean? And because I'd already suffered, because I had 2 kids on child support, because I had already done everything, I was ready to work. You must be Joe.
I am.
How are you?
You're Titan.
Yes.
Welcome to Macomb Community College, the South Campus.
Well, thank you for having me. So you're the Dean of Engineering and Advanced Technologies. That's what the world needs. That's what America needs.
Well, we
That's
think
awesome.
so. You know, the equation has changed with manufacturing from the large volume of jobs and a lower skill level relatively in the past to a smaller number of jobs, a much higher skill level. And that's what allows us to compete effectively.
Good paying jobs for Americans. I
Great
love
career.
it.
We're happy that you're
Well,
here.
thank you very much.
Let's go take a look.
All right, sounds good. You guys are in a good program that's teaching you guys high-end manufacturing, and these machines are awesome because a lot of shops out there, they have older technology. Technology is changing. That's the key though. Tooling, machining, CAD/CAM, fixturing, it's everything. There's an art to it. A vise is gonna run a couple parts. You run 3 vices, then you're running 6 parts. And you start thinking like, how many parts can I make in an hour? And then it becomes fun. Ooh.
This is our Advanced Technology Center, our Haas Technical
Awesome.
Education Center.
Got some Haas machines.
I'd like to introduce you to Gary Walters,
Hey
our
Gary,
lead faculty
very
member.
nice to meet you.
Pleased to meet you.
So it's your job to just instill greatness into these kids.
That's what we do. We start out with the fundamentals and programming, setup, and operation. Once they'll manufacture parts, learn how to inspect those. Once they learn how to make good parts, then we move them into how to manufacture competitively. So then we get into high-speed machining.
You can't just have a good machine.
Yep.
You have to have all the variables, take them all to a high level.
Exactly.
And that's what you guys are doing right here at Macomb.
We love
I
it.
love it. As you're learning and as you're programming, keep a notebook. Write down your speeds and feeds. Become an expert. I know you guys like that. Come on. You're like, oh, he must have some what to wear that, but it's all good. You should be able to look at a program and just go M6T1, G0, G90, G54, XY, turn on the spindle, hit an M8, G43, H1, Z.1. You gotta know that stuff.
These are some of the smaller projects. And I kept talking to Joe for a long, long time, and I said I want to build something big. I want to build something that's going to involve a lot of disciplines.
Yep.
So we got the funding so that we could build this 23T bucket. And you know what it's like to try and pull all 5 or 6 disciplines together and build something. So we did this on a fairly short order, all student design.
Build.
Yeah.
And it runs?
Yeah. Oh, we fired up in a little while.
That's awesome. I had so many people tell me, oh, you can't build a machine shop. You know what I mean? Oh, machine is dead. You're a criminal. You're this, you're that. They've told me everything. But I believed in myself enough to walk forward and do something. And I'm like, wow,
How'd I get here? Just keep walking. It comes in stages and you go through rocky roads, but one day you look back and you're like, it's perfect. You know what I'm saying? Don't let anybody tell you you're too old. It's not the right time. If you have character, if you have work ethic, if you put the time in, doors open that you don't even know. I'm right here with Gary Walters and his team of students, right here at Macomb Community College, all student design, all student manufactured, American built, boom! Next on Titan.
They roll it out to the door and they start it for the first time. We'll let you drive.
Woo, I'm excited.
6 brand new Ariel Atoms.
Well, show me around, man.
Let's check out the shop.
Cool.
Over here, we've got lots of different components. This happens to be a water tank. This is for the turbo car. It's made out of aluminum, but what's really cool is it's made up of a bunch of different processes that we do. So the outer tank, that's done on the CNC press brake to make sure that all the folds are correct. We've got a machined water housing that's done in the machine shop on the mill. Got a water neck, same thing machined, and then it all comes together with a TIG weld.
American-made material, doing the bending, putting it all together, welding it all up with your CNC parts. It's American built.
So we're in the machine shop here at TMI Autotech. A couple machines running right now, all the good stuff happening.
That's awesome. I love the green light. Means you're making some money, making chips.
We're trying to keep them spinning. We're happy to have Haas machines here and just have capable staff to run them.
I'm Barry from TMI Autotech, machine shop manager, here from Southern Virginia. I went to DCC in Danville, Virginia for 2 years. I've been working here for 5. I use Haas machines every day. There are a lot of variables in machining, tooling, materials, cutters, you name it, it's all different. Every day I learn something new.
So you guys have full CAD/CAM software, full machining. I see you got 4th axis, vices, tooling, everything you need.
We've grown over the years from about 50% of in-house content to now 80% of in-house content. We're able to do that by acquiring these machines. So big investment, well worth it though as we start to grow.
I got a long career ahead of me in manufacturing here in Southern Virginia, building an awesome car from the ground up every day.
So you guys got production going on right now. How many parts do you guys make? Do you actually machine right here that goes on the Ariel Atom?
Oh, it's hundreds. It's literally hundreds.
Hundreds of parts.
So that's a water control block for an Ariel Atom. But we also do small parts. A simple spacer, not all that exciting, but very important when you start to assemble the car to make sure that the tolerances match up.
Controlling your own destiny, machining it, doing it, welding it, fabricating it, all right here.
We try to. It's on us. If we're making more parts, we control the quality right through from raw material through to assembly.
That is awesome. We got CNC machines running right here at TMI Autotech, makers of the Ariel Atom, full-blown CNC machine shop, right in-house. They control their own destiny. They're making it American built. They're doing it big.
Yeah.
I can't wait to see the final assembly.
Yeah, we're getting there. We'll let you drive.
Woo, I'm excited. You gonna really let me drive it?
I gotta talk to the crew first, but I think we're good.
Yeah?
I checked your references.
It
You're all right.
It can handle big boys. You know, I went into a NASCAR not too long ago and I barely scraped in there. Cut myself, but it was all good.
You'll fit in, no problem.
Awesome.
TMI Autotech came to a place that had a couple of things they really needed. One was proximity to a racetrack, so they could test their automobile. But the other was the workforce, the manufacturing workforce. That's what we do here in Southern Virginia. We have skilled people, good with their hands, hardworking, ethical, and that's what they needed.
This right here is where the magic happens. We've looked at components, we've looked at chassis. Check out this, 6 brand new Ariel Atoms waiting for a new home. This right here is where the magic happens. We've looked at components, we've looked at chassis. Check out this, 6 brand new Ariel Atoms waiting for a new home. Each assembly bay has a skilled technician that takes it from start to finish. Final assembly takes a few weeks, and it's really a precise operation. The main thing, the heart of the car, is the engine. We're in the assembly shop right now, ready for the heart of the vehicle, the Honda drivetrain, to drop into this Ariel Atom 3. We call it a drivetrain because at this point, there's a transmission installed. They've done some prep work on the wiring harness, put on the engine mounts, and it's ready to slip in this engine bay. You can see things need to go in first. The fuel tank is in here, the fuel lines are run. Some of the wiring is here ready for this Honda drivetrain to drop in. 2.4 liter engine that's built by Honda in Ohio. That's going to produce 230 horsepower in this car. We do have engines that go up to 365 horsepower. That's the reason this car at 1,350 pounds with 230 horsepower is very quick.
And you said that was built right in Ohio.
That's right from American Honda in Ohio. All the engines come brand new in a crate, put the drivetrain together, and then slide it into the chassis. The exoskeleton Ariel Atom chassis is very unique that you actually see the suspension damper out in the airstream. Some people may refer to it as a shock. We refer to it as a damper because it's actually dampening the motions in compression, which is up, or rebound, which is down, to control the wheel as you go down the road or on the track. Any part on an Ariel Atom is important, but in this case, the upright is also critical because it connects your wheel to the rest of the car. The upright is a fabricated steel part in-house. Lots of components go into that. We weld it on a jig fixture. The wheel bearing is pressed into that, and in turn the hub is pressed through that. It's got those important wheel studs that hold the wheel to the suspension, connects to the damper, connects to the steering wheel, brings it all together. So a very important part. We use fabricated steel because it's durable and lightweight.
So when you look at Henry Ford and the assembly line, and he had individual people become experts at what they did, and the car just ran through. You have 6 different cars and 1 technician who assembles the entire vehicle, and each one is different.
Yeah, everything starts off a base car. You can order an Ariel Atom 3 or an Ariel Atom 3S, and then there's options you can choose. So we differ from the Model T that we do more than just black, although black is a very popular color. But each assembly technician will be given a rack of parts, and they'll start assembling the vehicle in a specific order. As with any modern supercar these days, an aluminum radiator is very important to cool that engine. In our case, it's a Honda 2.4 liter engine, sourced out of Ohio, locally made. The aluminum radiator allows for more cooling. It's a more efficient, thicker core, and lets that engine keep cool throughout hot summer months around the country, or for guys taking them out on the track. The bolt's torqued correctly, and then connected to the engine through steel tubes with silicone hoses to connect it. It is a sealed system. They'll put water in it later on, or a mixture of water and glycol, depending where the car goes. Right now you can see the assembly team is dropping in a seat. That's probably the first part that I see people come up and look at. It's important, it's where you put your butt, it's what connects you to the car. In this case, it's a custom-made composite material, and it's bolted in. It is adjustable, but it's firmly mounted so that you feel everything that the car is doing. So once you're sat in that custom seat, the next thing that you want to feel is that steering wheel. We've got a flat bottom wheel to give you a little bit more room in the cockpit, as well as a small turning radius. Very important. In this case, this is a removable steering wheel, which makes it much easier to get in and out of the car. Here at TMI Autotech, we're very proud of the product we made. You've seen it come from raw material, through fabrication, through machining. All those components come together. We're getting close in the car here. A lot of attention to detail, and it's really built from the inside out. The best thing is when you get the engine in, they roll it out to the door and they start it for the first time. That's when you know you're getting very close.
So from raw material to the part driving out there on the track, how many days for a full assembly, full build?
Well, right now, if you're going to order a car from us, we're fortunate we have a build queue, so I'm going to tell you about 4 months from start to finish. There's well over a month of labor, though.
So about a month.
Yeah, and you can just see that from all the little parts we make. They're all kind of overlapping, but there's a lot of man hours that go into this.
These cars are absolutely beautiful. I've seen them on the computer, I've seen them on TV, seen pictures, but they are way more stylish, way more beautiful, tough looking in person. I mean, great job. Each one is a work of art.
And wait till you see one finished with all the bodywork on and on the ground. So still a fair bit of work to go. They're looking more like a car, but there's still a few hours left, definitely before we get it out to track test. Another amazing thing about the Ariel Atom, as we've talked about all the way through, you've seen it from start to finish, it's truly built in the USA. We take a lot of pride in it. Everybody at the shop takes a lot of pride in it. Hand built in the USA by TMI Autotech.
Thank you so much, man.
What do you think? First time lightweight sports car?
It
Ariel
is
Atom?
so fast. Like, it's crazy. And I don't even have the horsepower that you had, but it's just like, bop, bop.
Yeah, it's a true driving experience. Less is more. You got a 6-speed gearbox, manual transmission, air in your face. Beats working.
Yeah, and this thing, like, street legal, like, you can put it on the street. All I want to do is stay on this track, man.
Next time we'll get you out and actually into a race car out on the track and really get you some
Get the
training.
helmet, get all the gear, do it for real.
Yeah, but this is a good introduction. We're happy you didn't wreck our stuff, so you're invited back.
This car was absolutely amazing. A supercar built right here in Virginia. Like the tag says, hand built in the USA.
Boom.
Boom. Ooh, I love it. Good job.
Yeah.
You know, Mark, I just want to say, you have an awesome team. All your guys, they're just on a super high level, just great people. You really have an awesome culture. You have a family. You guys started from 3 employees. Now you're at 22, building these cars from the ground up, from raw material all the way out to a super car.
We're excited, and what we just did now, that's why we do it, to drive it. The guys at the shop are proud of it, we're proud of it. We'll be glad to have you back anytime.
Cool, and when we come back, we're going racing.
Is that a challenge?
That is a challenge.
All
Oh,
right.
give me a couple of days, I'm gonna be good.
That's
I'm
accepted.
gonna be good.
It's accepted, it's
Okay.
on camera. Challenge
on camera,
accepted.
challenging right here in Virginia. California's coming to town. He's an expert. I'm a CNC expert. He's a driving expert, but it's gonna be awesome. Titan, American build. Boom!
When you say boom, I'll say boom.
Yeah. When you say boom, I'll say boom.
See if we can blow it up.
Cut through it like butter.
Let's do it. I love butter.